Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Managing Disruptive Change. Now, having seen the practical world, having seen companies that were disrupted, companies who can adapt, disruptors, also understanding the theoretical perspective, starting with Christensen, saying those incumbents, companies that are already existent, make their products better and better. However, these big companies, they start forgetting a niche, and out of these niches, disruptors develop. Having seen the Mercedes example and all those potential disruptions, having understood that dynamic capabilities might help you because then you manage your existing business and you are agile. The question is, what do we add in this course? Actually, what we are going to add in this course, and there's a little outlook onto what's coming up in the next weeks, is not really having an aimless action, but really knowing what to do when new developments come up. Because if you look at the dynamic capability concept, for example, they say you have to sense the opportunities. Sensing opportunities means really understanding, in the Mercedes example, what is the biggest threat right now? Where do I put my additional dollar to? Is it autonomous driving? Is it other engines? Is it Google Maps technologies? Or is it something else? And you can only spend the dollar once. This is the biggest problem. Kodak had lots of dollars, but they were also only able to spend the dollar once. They probably spent it in other things they consider to be more important. And this is the big question. What is the importance of innovations, of tendencies, technologies, whatever coming up? If you know how to seize these opportunities, sense and seize these opportunities, if you understand these developments, then you have the toolkits to show the right reaction. And with this right reaction, you can also try to be successful in the future because you're taking up the right movements, and you're also able to miss the wrong movements that you don't need to spend dollars on. What does it mean? This focus in general will build on a theoretical perspective, try to understand what is happening in the practical world, and try to make you understand how you can either disrupt markets or ensure yourself not getting disrupted. We're looking at that, first of all, from a very theoretical, but especially practical lens, as you were able to see. We're trying to understand what's happening outside. We're trying to mix that with theoretical patterns and make you understand, in general, what are the concepts to react. However, in order to go deeper, it needs also some work from your side. So this is why we prepared some homework. We always prepare recap questions, tutorials, where you can, on a weekly basis, understand what we are talking about. Try to understand your own situation, where you find yourself in. And you might see tendencies coming up. You might see digitalization coming up in your market. You might see new technologies. What do you spend this single dollar on? And this is what we'd like to enable you to do by yourself. This is why we have this big homework recap question tutorial block. And in addition to that, if you're interested in further readings, more information material, there's lots of material out there which you can take up to understand. But this first course, Managing Disruptive Change, is just the introductory course into a whole set of courses which in total is very, very important to, at the very end, be able to manage your company's success of the future. And especially you can be the one who can manage the company's success of the future if you follow our selection of courses in our MicroMasters. As said, it starts with Managing Disruptive Change. And Managing Disruptive Change means understanding the basic concepts of where do these disruptions come from? So helping with the help of the dynamic capabilities, what are the opportunities of the future? How can I really differentiate those opportunities? How can I react in general, and what can I do in general? However, having said in general means you have to go deeper in some subjects, and actually you especially have to go deeper into the innovation subject, understanding if you see a technology where your new idea, your new concept can come from, and how you can also manage the innovation process in order to turn these ideas into successful products and services. And if we talk about disruptions, it's sometimes a little more radical. And when it comes to being a little more radical, you also need a different mindset, at least for some people. And this is what we call the entrepreneurial mindset. So the entrepreneurial mindset adds to that in terms of not only covering those large number of incremental innovations, but also being able to do the more radical ones. And each company, and also you as a main idea, need an overarching idea for that. And the overarching idea for the entire company is always your company's strategy. That means we also added 2 courses, Foundations of Strategy and Strategic Management, who help you not to forget the overall idea of your company. Because a Mercedes wants to be a Mercedes in the future, even when technology changes. And this is what the strategy tells you. And we add to that a capstone exam where you can, again, practically try to learn what you have done in these courses within your own practical project. And this all together is our new MicroMaster, consisting of 6 modules and the capstone exam, which helps you to cope with today's world. All the technological developments, all the consumer developments, all the competitors' developments don't threaten you anymore. You're the one who can react to that, and this brings you to the next level.